Welcome back. Are you okay?
Yeah.
It's just we're just
I
doing
want
the
to do
intro.
my jingle.
What jingle? We don't have a jingle.
We do.
We don't have a jingle.
You just hate
like,
it.
unless we've got a
You
proper.
blame me for the life that you hate to. Listen, I was gonna do welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Do you know what? I'm gonna invite Mega or one of the people from
Oh my
Social
God.
here, and I'm gonna get you.
She's amazing. Shady, that's amazing.
You have to do when they're here. Which one's that? Is that
Shady.
is that
amazing.
is that his verse? You sure about that?
No, listen to the words. I don't think you understand the words.
It is Ashley still, bro.
This is two girls and a mic and the 26th member of So Solid.
Ashashi.
Ashashi, you're a fool. Okay, welcome back, guys. Listen, that voice you can hear in the background, that male voice that you're not used to hearing,
Dulcet tones,
is our special guest for today. I want to welcome to the show Rants and Bants. Is it Rants and Bants or Rants in Bants?
It's Rants and Bants. There's an N in it, but people just call me Rants in it for short.
Rants, okay.
So we're going to call you Rants.
Just call me Rants, yeah.
Okay, and we know that you have a lot to say.
Yeah, for real.
He's ready to go. He finished boxing off a packet of cashew nuts and everything.
Lock off.
He's ready to go.
And loads.
Man's ready.
Okay, so Rants and Bants. First of all, tell our listeners just a bit about yourself, because they're going to know that you are an opinionated somebody. They've probably come across you on social media platforms.
Yep.
I know on Facebook you have like over 108,000 likes following your page.
Yeah, followers is more than that. Yeah, it's pretty bit prolific on there.
Prolific is the word.
Prolific.
And we were just talking off mic about certain goings on Twitter, and you have a heavy Twitter presence and a heavy Twitter following. So firstly, tell us just in a nutshell about yourself.
I don't know. I say social commentator then, because I just talk about stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
I just like to put it in a humorous way, but I tend to have an opinion like everyone else does on pretty much everything. It's just that I just have my own unique way of kind of expressing it, really.
And taking it back, going back before you were Rants and Bants on like social media platforms, and you were just going about. Have you always been really opinionated then, would you say?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so what was the moment that you thought to yourself, or was it a conscious thing of kind of like thinking to yourself, I'm gonna make my voice, I'm gonna amplify my voice in this way? Was it a plan, or has it just come about kind of almost organically?
Yeah, it wasn't a plan. I've always been this way, like even since I was in school and that. So I haven't changed as a person. Like people don't realize I'm just being myself. It's just that now I get a lot of recognition for it, but I haven't changed as a person. It was basically Snapchat came around. I went on holiday with my boys, and I would just do like video diaries of the day.
Right.
By day 3 of doing video diaries, like everyone on the resort were just sitting around just watching my snaps. Like I just built up a massive following. They were like, yo, these are hilarious. You have to share them with people.
On a holiday.
Yeah, and I was just on holiday, just like I'll be snapping when people didn't even realize I was snapping, and then at the end of the day they'd be like, yo, this video's jokes. I beg you send me that. And I was like, one day I done a video diary when I was out I think I was at the museum or something, the science museum. And then I had loads of people like, oh, send me the video. Like, I just saved the story, sent it to people. And then before I knew I was on the internet, then I had Go Brum messaging me and be like who's this guy? Who's this guy? It's like a big banter page with like hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram.
Right.
And like I was going viral and I didn't even have a page. I remember it was my birthday. I was in Edinburgh in April, like, and I remember my phone just kept ringing, loads of notifications and that, and people were just like, right, your face is everywhere. I didn't even have a page, and I was just like, raw, like, man might have to start doing this properly because people like it.
So was that the first moment when you thought to yourself, this is actually a thing?
Yeah. I just did it for fun. That's all it was. It's just me doing normal diaries of my life, or me talking about stuff that maybe happened to someone else that I knew. But just putting it out there kind of thing, a little video diary, that's all it was. And then it just turned into like I'm just going to get a logo done, do a page, and then start uploading it to a Facebook page. And then, I don't know, I think my first video done 60K, man. Like, and I was just like, I don't know 60,000 people. you know, like that. Yeah. I was like, So yeah, it literally happened, a madness. Like it was my 2-year anniversary last week. So I ain't even been doing it long. Do you know what I'm saying? But I've already done BBC, CNN, Vice, like loads, most of the big media outlets in this country I've worked with already.
Let's get onto that. So you put up a video, it did 60K,
Yeah.
You've created this page, you're not even really planning it.
Yeah.
It's literally just happening.
Yeah.
So then when you realize that it's a thing,
Yeah.
what do you then do? Are you just like, now I need to try and control the beast and make it.
But that's
mine?
it. Like I winged it for a year and a half, and then it got to the point where I was getting loads of bookings and that. People were stopping me on the street and everything, and I was like, "Right, this is real. Like I need to get everything together." So I registered Rants and Bants as a limited company. I obviously had my logo done. I started to kind of get everything in order.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But before, it was literally just a plaything for me, innit? And then it just turned into a job, but it was a hobby. Do you know what I mean?
So what were the media outlets reaching out to you for?
Oh, just my presence. Like they just wanted me on there, like to just do what I normally do. They were just like, "Oh, you know, you can't swear." I was like, bruv, I could not swear, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't trust people that don't swear though. Do you know what I mean? I don't, because I feel like when someone's genuinely angry, if they can actually process everything they're saying in their mind and not just say it, bruv, then I can't trust them.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? You know them calculated people there. Like man could be real angry and still just articulate themselves perfectly. Like I don't trust them, man, because that means that they got a process going on in their head, blood. Nah, I don't like that. Sometimes you just have to let off the ting, bro. You know what I mean? So like that's what it is, man. But yeah, like everyone's reached out to me. I have not reached out to a single platform as it stands today. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I'm fortunate in the sense that my stuff has made such a big impact that everyone comes to me. So
right. Can I ask you the question? You know, I always call it what's that guy's name? Posty. I always call it the Posty question. So you're making money off it now.
Pardon?
Off what you're doing now.
Am I
making money off it?
Yeah. I'm making money from it. But also, like as I was saying to Ace off camera, like I've got I just started a subscription page like last week or something like that. So my fans will subscribe to that to get exclusive content and that, and I'm getting all the money from that, because as it stands, I get money from YouTube, but Facebook don't pay. So I'm taking most of my followers from there. Them man are snakes, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just what it is. And then I done bro, man like Fuckerberg, blood.
Pay me my money.
I tell man like Fuckerberg, blood. I ain't playing with you, cuz I made my man millions of pounds and I'm not a millionaire yet. I'm not cool with that. Do you know what I'm saying? So I've got my subscription platform. All my fans that subscribe to that, not only will they get my content early, but they'll get a lot of exclusive stuff as well that other people won't get, because they're supporting, man. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's how it needs to be. My live show that I sold out at the end of last year, obviously I got all the money from that. I just had to pay the overheads off, made a nice bit of money from that. All the stuff I do for Vice or BBC, any other outlets, that anything that don't have a Rants and Bants logo in the corner, I'm getting paid for, bruv. Right. Do you know what I'm saying? That's how it is. So I make money that way, but it's usually appearances. But for the actual videos itself that I put out, unless if they're with a Vice or whatever, I'm not getting paid for them. I put them out. I just make a little YouTube money here and there.
Right, and none of this is the amazing bit about it. None of this was planned, and it's basically become. So is this like now your everyday, your 9 to 5, would you say? Pretty
much. It's not a 9 to 5. It's like a 24/7, bruv. Yeah. Like I'm always thinking about ways that I can better what I do or be more productive with my time. Do you know what I'm saying? So sometimes I can't even sleep at night because, like I said, like I'm filming for a new weekly concept that I'm gonna have on my page. Right. And like sometimes I lie in bed and I'll be like, bruv, I remember the other night I thought of like 3 or 4 different names for the show. Yeah. Then I was like, who am I gonna get on the show? All these times it's 3 a.m. blood. It's 3 a.m. on Sunday and I'm just like, yo, like, who am I gonna get on the show? When I get this person, I'm gonna talk about this. Boom. Like when you're working for yourself, bro, it's not even work, bruv. You know, when you're doing stuff that you enjoy, it's not work. I just lie down in bed and it don't matter what day of the week it is, like I'm always thinking about this. Do you know what I mean? Like this is what I do. So because of that, like yeah, it's just super, super, super calm. Like I enjoy it.
Sorry.
Sorry about that. That was me. Sorry about that.
It's calm.
Okay, so none of this has been planned, but it's now turned into your. The thing that you do.
No.
Are people around you surprised? Like people that know you?
No, none of them. The only person that was surprised was my mum. And the reason why my mum was surprised is because my mum knows I'm super talented and that, as she keeps telling me. But I was always the shy one. I was the quiet one. Like,
You were the quiet one.
yeah.
Wow.
No, I would. No, but no, you know this. Yeah, my brother, it was the loud theatrical one. I was the quiet one. I was the one that got shit done in it. Like when he used to run up his mouth at school, I was always the one that had to fight in it. Like he just weren't on it. He was just an antagonist. He was the one with the mouth.
There's always one.
Yeah, he was the. Yeah. He was the one with the mouth, and I was the one that turned up, didn't say nothing, and just thumped up a man and walked off. You know them ones there. So when my mum see me selling out shows and on the stage, she used to try and get me to go up in the front at church to read, and I used to say, I don't like public speaking, I don't like reading, and now I'm standing in the stage in front of 300 people and shutting down the venue, and my mum's like, raw. Like, you know what I'm saying? She didn't see that coming, but everything else, she saw.
That must be nice.
And to be fair, I didn't see it coming either. Like I used to hate public speaking. I used to hate being in front of big crowds. And now the buzz I get from it is mad. Do you know what I'm saying?
You remember because you got something to say now and people are actually intrigued.
Exactly. Instead of reading something that man I'm not feeling it, bruv. You know when you're saying something and you genuinely feel it, like, and you got passion for it, like it's different, innit?
What's the biggest crowd that you've like? Real crowd, not so like not virtual. I know you've said like a videos.
Okay, yeah.
A certain amount of views, but what's the biggest crowd that you've addressed in person?
Yeah, it would probably have to be my live show. Like I've been on stages and that, like at Eskimo and that, in front of like thousands, but I haven't been like fully on the mic the whole time doing a set in it. But like I done my show, that was 300 sold out, and that was a doddle. When you're on stage, to be fair, because the studio lights are so bright, you can't really see anyone anyway. You can just hear them. You can feel them. Do you know what I'm saying? And that feeling's, it's mad. It's a mad feeling. Do you know what I mean?
Even when you're saying it, I'm like kind of excited. Just like
it's a mad feeling, man. Like
come to see me.
That's it. That you can't be nervous. Like you know, you can't be nervous. I'm like, man spent £20 on a ticket to come see me, blood. Like in the snow. So when man's come out to see me, like what am I nervous about? Them man have come to see me win, or else they wouldn't have paid their money.
That's a healthy attitude to have, actually.
Do you know what I mean? So when I come out, boom, I just went out, I shut down the place, and it was a vibe. But that feeling beats seeing numbers on the screen. Do you know what I mean? Saying 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million. Man seeing that on the screen, and it's nice. But when you got people in the building and you can feel the energy coming back, it's different.
What's your biggest inspiration in terms of the subjects that because the subjects that you talk on are just like
varied.
I'd like to think it's like this podcast, to be fair. Just like varied. You can do it all. You can do highbrow, you can do political, you can do like comedy, you can do observational stuff, you can do, things that we experience as maybe black people, things that women experience, stuff like that. I've like, for my research of looking at the stuff that you put out, it is so varied. So what would you say is your main kind of topic that I guess you're most passionate about?
But like everything in it, it's life. Like I keep saying to people, the reason why I keep my stuff super, super varied is because no one person just likes one thing in it. And we live in a society where people like to pigeonhole people, and it pisses me off. Like I'll be on Twitter and you see Gary Lineker say something, and then someone will say, just stick to football. Fuck off, blood. Like man's a citizen, he pays his taxes, so if man wants to talk about the government, you can talk about the fucking government. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you still got to live in this world. Man don't just have to talk about football. Do you know what I'm saying? So with me, I'm like, you look at Virgin, bruv. What? Man, I got Virgin Mobile, Virgin fucking Satellite, Virgin Trains, Virgin this, Virgin that, blood. Man ain't just got one business. So why do I have to talk about one thing? I talk about whatever the hell I want. If I wake up in the morning, do you know what I'm saying? And I mean, the alarm wakes me up and I don't like the sound of it. Man will talk about that. I'll talk about whatever the fuck. Man will talk about whatever the fuck I want. You know what I'm saying? Like
the sound of these alarms.
That's what I mean. I'll be like, yo, blood, you know what I'm saying? Apple, you got no better alarms than that. Like, bruv, like, I'll talk about whatever I want to talk about because, like, I'm a normal human being like everyone else.
Yeah, it's true.
Everyone experiences so many different things in a day. If man wants to talk about the commute in Russia, I'll talk about that. If I want to talk about politics, I'll talk about that. If I want to talk about football, I'll talk about that. If a woman step on my foot on a train, I'll talk about that. I'll talk about whatever I like. Do you know what I mean? And I don't think people should be told, just stick to talking about this, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? It's disrespectful, man.
So when you before you started kind of doing this though, even though you said that you didn't really like public speaking, but then it like has become a thing. Were you always interested in like some of the things that you've touched upon? So like politics and having a view, because there's this like inference that I reckon that politicians think that maybe young people, black people, don't necessarily engage in politics or what's going on in the communities around them. And I think that in fact your voice is the antithesis of that. That shows somebody who's socially, politically, on all levels engaged and observing of what's going on and has a viewpoint on what's going on. But before you being Rants and Bants, would you say you still had that, as in that I guess what I'm saying is that interest in so many things going on around you and being, even if it's to yourself, kind of like having a commentary on it, having a viewpoint on it?
Yeah, I'm just super observant. The mad thing is, people wouldn't know from my channel, but if you know me as a person, a lot of people say, oh, he doesn't say much. I don't talk a lot because you can't talk and listen at the same time, innit? And I don't trust people, blood. So I'll sit down and I'll just be super quiet and I'll just be observing everything that's going on. Just because I don't say shit, I don't mean I didn't see it. Do you know what I'm saying? So when I do talk, it's because I've taken in everything around me and I've formed an opinion, innit? Some people, they talk so much that they ain't had a chance to listen. They just chat shit. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So a lot of the time, with the whole political situation, I've always been aware of it. I wouldn't say I like it or whatever. I don't like it because I think it's bullshit. And I think that the system's rigged and that. But I can form an opinion because I actually know what's going on. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So a lot of the time they think young people don't, especially black people, they don't engage. It's because we know that the system ain't built for us to thrive, so we don't rely on it. We don't even try and take part in it because we know that, right, it wasn't built for us anyway. Yeah, so you don't derive no benefit. So like we don't get no benefit from it. Like we just know as black people that, you know what, the system's not built for us to thrive. So because of that, we have to take it upon ourselves to do whatever we need to do to get by on the day to day. That's the reason why the majority of, they talk about black people and in prison and that. A lot of the men that are in prison, for trying to make money, the illegal ways, because them man can't make it the legal way because man ain't trying to give them jobs. Do you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, as a black man and you're from a certain environment, you know that, right, you can't rely on the system. You just have to find a way to just get around it. Like, you know them ones, and that's what it is. That's the God's honest truth, blood. As a black man, it don't matter. It don't matter. If you're a white man, you could change your accent, brother, and sound middle class and put on a suit and get a job. You know what I mean? As a black man, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So you're always going to be a black man, bruv. So you're always fighting with loads of different things. So because of that, man, are just like, bun the system. Like, I'm going to find a way to survive without it. And a lot of the time, man have to do things that maybe they shouldn't do to kind of get around it. But that's just how it is. I've always been aware, man.
Yeah. And in terms of then your background, do you think that makes a lot of the stuff that you put out kind of like specifically targeted towards either audiences that look like you or audiences that don't look like you, but you want them to understand the people that do look like you? Do you ever have that in your mind?
I don't know. I think it's a bit mad, because like my main fan base is not actually people that look like me. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Because the average person that looks like me doesn't really understand what's going on, like with the political stuff. My audience for other stuff that I do are people that look like me, but I've got a very varied audience. Yeah. So because of that, a lot of the time, like I've got a massive white male audience from all over the country, and all that tells me is that deep down, it don't matter what the fuck you look like. We all want the same things, innit? We all want the same things politically. Like, I've got people that are Tories and that follow me because they love my stuff, even though they don't agree with what I say in terms of the way they vote. They love my stuff because they love that it's informed and they love the way I deliver it. Like, do you know what I mean? And then I see there'll be other people like lefties and that like dissing them in the comment section saying, yeah, well, XYZ, it's not for you, bruv. And I had to jump in and said, listen, my content's for everyone, innit? Yeah. At the end of the day, my man still follows me, still shares my shit. I don't care if he votes the other way.
Changing minds as well.
Yeah,
like,
but I'm not trying to
alienate-
change people's
yeah.
minds. Like, my thing is, like, as long as you're sparking a fucking conversation, like, that's all you need to do.
Yeah.
Because the reason why we have a lot of the problems in society now is because people don't talk. They're just like, oh, you know what? He's this and I'm that. Everything's so divisive. People don't want to talk. It pisses me off. Like, I had an argument with a few Corbyn supporters and that, and I cussed them out on Facebook Live. I cussed them out, and I left it on my page. It's still there, blood. It's still there, bruv. I told man, I know man, who to suck and whatnot. You get me? Because you know what it is. I don't care if you're a supporter of mine, innit? If you're a certain kind of person, I don't want you. Like, I don't want you associated with me in any way, bruv. Because my thing is, as human beings, all of us, deep down, we all want the same things. Like, so when man are saying, oh, fuck this and fuck that, like, one of them inferred that because I didn't agree with something that Corbyn said, he was just like, oh, you've changed your tune. You sound like you've taken, like the Tories have paid you off or something like that. And I was like, listen, you dick.
Of one opinion.
I said, listen, you dickhead, bruv. I said, I don't even agree with everything that my mum says, bruv. You know them ones there? And that woman gave birth to me and looked after me my whole life and give me everything I ever had. But you know what? As human beings, you're not going to agree with everyone on everything. Do you know what I mean? And if you can't critique a person, that you still like, you're a dickhead, blood. You know what I mean? I don't care how much I like you or how much I respect you. If you say something I don't agree with, I'm gonna tell you.
You should, else you're not being.
Yeah, or else you're not being real.
Yeah.
I don't care. That don't mean I don't think he's a genuine person or he's not a nice person. But I'd be like, you know what? I think my man lied here.
Yeah.
I think he's chatting shit. That doesn't mean I don't like him. Do you know what I'm saying? People would be like, oh, so what? Like, you sound anti-Corbyn. I'm not anti-Corbyn, but I'm saying that he's chatting shit here, blood. Like, you know what I mean?
Love that.
I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not
Which is more genuine than most people on the political scene out here. You ask them direct questions. I was listening to the radio on my drive in here, and Eddie Nestor was interviewing somebody, the Minister of Crime, somebody like that. He asked her a basic question about does she think £1 million that apparently is being put into the fight against knife crime was enough money given the circumstances. This woman, she just went off on some poetic, muse through.
But they like to tap dance around questions.
He asked her like 3 times. Yeah, I've heard that, but do you think this is not saying it, not wanting to commit
yes or no?
Right,
there's enough or there ain't enough.
And unfortunately, that makes listeners like lose. Even if I wanted to, it makes them lose credibility. So I get what you're saying, where you should be able to honestly critique. If it doesn't matter if you're for this party, if you're for that party, if you're apolitical, you should be able to honestly critique
everyone
on every.
You don't just say,
different
right,
thing.
because it's Corbyn and I want him to win the election, I'm just gonna lap up everything he says. Man's doing a job just like everyone else, and if it means he's gonna tell a porky here and there to win, he's gonna do it. Do you know what I mean? That don't mean he's a bad person, but these men are getting paid to, like, it's a head-to-head thing, innit? So at the end of the day, if he needs to say something to get one up on them, he's gonna say it, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not questioning man's integrity. All I'm saying is he's chatting shit, blood. And I've got enough information from what man's done and said in the past to know that he don't believe what he just said. He's just saying it because he's playing politics, blood. And they all do it.
Playing politics.
They all do it because he's a game. It's a game to most of them. You know what I mean? These men do this for a living, you know? Do you know what I mean? Like, they're not doing it for free. So when the man are like, oh yeah, like he's such a great guy and he votes this way, yeah, but he's getting paid 80k, blood. Who gives a fuck? You know them ones there. It's all right to be a good guy when you're getting paid 80 bags. Do you know? Do you know?
Good all day.
You know what I'm saying?
How much goodness can I do today?
Bruv, when you're getting paid 80 bags, you could be a good guy. I'm happy to be a villain for free, blood. You know the ones there? Like, that's what I'm on. I don't care. In every superhero movie, the villain is always the main guy to me, blood, because without the villain, bruv, like, the hero's just cheesing at home. You know what I'm saying?
That's kind of true.
That's just what it is, bruv. And I'm happy to be the villain, bruv. I'm happy to tell man you're chatting shit. I don't mean I don't like you. I'm just saying you're chatting shit, bruv. A man are like, oh, what's this anti-Corbyn? It's not anti-Corbyn. I said what he said there is bullshit, bruv. Do you know what I mean? That doesn't mean everything else that he's done in the past has no credibility. I'm saying what he's saying now is absolute bollocks. He done a speech the other day talking shit about the fucking EU, XYZ, and staying in this market and that market. Bruv, a blind man can see that he wants to leave the EU, blood. So stop chatting shit. You know what I'm saying, bruv? He's only doing that because he wants to cause a fucking stir amongst the other party, blood. Man's to throw cats amongst the pigeons, blood. He don't care about the EU. He don't want to be in the EU. Do you know what I mean? He don't give a shit about the EU. So when man's talking about EU, shut up, blood. You know what I was there? I went on Facebook Live, yeah? I knew what I wanted to say, but I thought before I go off on one, I'm going to open the forum. I said, guys, how do you feel about what Corbyn said today? How many of you genuinely believe what he said? And they were like, oh, it's Corbyn. He's a good... Of course he meant it. I said, yo, fuck that. I said, this is the real. Man's chatting shit. And all of a sudden, people start getting upset. I don't care. Because I don't support Corbyn, blood. Man supports Labour because I grew up poor, blood. So because of that, yeah, I just want what's best for people. Me, generally, I'm a liberal guy, blood. I'm straight down the middle. Sometimes I'm left, sometimes I'm right, blood. Like most people. Do you know what I'm saying? So when you're telling me to, telling me to pick sides, I'm not picking sides. I will vote for Corbyn because I want Teresa May out. However, they can both fuck off. You know what I'm saying, bruv? Like either way, I'm not fucking with either of them, really. Like, do you know what I mean? You have to choose the lesser of the two evils. So man's gonna choose that, innit? You know what I'm saying? So obviously, Labour's better for the people that don't have. And because that's a bigger majority, because of the kind of person I am, I'd rather see the people with less kind of have more.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? I grew up like in an underprivileged situation. I'm not in that situation no more. So, do you know what I mean? If I was thinking about myself, I'm voting the other way. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to do that because I remember where I came from. But at the same time, yeah, I will be a millionaire and I'm not giving them half my money, blood. You know them ones there.
That's what I mean about.
Yeah.
Bro, I said, no, I'll still vote Labour, but there's a reason why there's tax avoidance in it. And that's the reason why a lot of people are avoiding tax, blood, because I don't give a shit. If you work hard, you shouldn't have to give 50% of your earnings to anyone. I think that taxation is a crime in itself, blood. 50%. That's a fuck crease.
But then, I get what you're saying, but then a lot of, I guess one of Labour's policies are taxing people in higher tax brackets more so that people toward the bottom can get more, and also to put more money into social infrastructure, which I think that this current government is
they're
away.
doing.
Not to do.
But that's why I think they're both bullshit. I mean, they're both bullshit, and both of them ain't working, because if you tax people in the higher bracket more, all they're gonna do is take the money elsewhere, bruv. Listen, yeah, I always say to them, do you want 20% or something or 100% or nothing, cuz? Because them man can just pay no tax if they really want to, because there's always loopholes. Man with millions and millions of pounds are more likely to pay the full amount of tax if it's a reasonable amount. Do you know what I'm saying?
Reasonable though.
I'm saying like this.
Richer
listen, I'm saying like but what I'm saying like this is, for instance, yeah, we'll say that tax is 20%. Let's say tax is 20%. You're making 100 grand. You could pay the 20% of your 100 grand. So 20% of 100k, 10k, 20 grand. That's a lot of money still to pay in a year. Tax, all right, cool. If someone's making 18 grand and you want to take 20% of them, yeah, bruv, it's the same thing for both of them, bruv. Regardless, you're both paying 20%, but my 20% of 100 grand is way more than the 20% of this person's, blood. But if you're telling me that you're going to take 50 from me and 20 from them, blood, you ain't getting nothing, cuz. You know, like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm being reasonable. Because what my thing is, if I was in charge, I would tax everyone the same percentage, blood. I'm not penalising you for making more money, because I don't know what you did for that money. You could have worked super hard for that money. If you inherited that money, you got lucky. However, it's not your fault, blood. But why are you penalising man for being successful? Because the more money people make, the more they spend. People live, yeah, to their means. No, but they will though. Because if you're making 200 grand a year and you live in this country, you trying to tell me you're not going to drive a nice car, and you're not going to buy a nice house, and you're not going to eat in fucking Waitrose instead of eating in fucking Lidl? Of course you are. You telling me you're not going to go out to restaurants and eat in nice restaurants? You are. If you live here, you're going to spend the money here, bruv. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you're going to be putting the money back into the economy anyway.
The argument to what you are saying is that somebody who's earning 100k and they're getting, taxed 20%.
Yeah.
Someone who's earning like 20k and they're getting taxed 20%. your quality of living is not going to be as nearly as bad as what the person who's
It's
on
not,
20K
but that's
living
not
in.
my fault, blood. Because
It's not your fault, but-
Because if I've worked super hard, like for instance with me, yeah, say man gets a big deal tomorrow, and all of a sudden I got 5 mil in the bank, and then all of a sudden you want to take 45% of my money, blood. I'm like, suck out, blood. Like, what's that about? Like, I've literally built my shit up from the bottom, and you're gonna take what, half of my earnings just because man's doing well, blood. You don't punish success. I don't believe in that. Do you know what I mean?
I think I disagree. I think the super rich, I'd love to tax them even more.
No, but why? It's not their. It's not their fault.
I'm not looking at it as fault. I'm looking at it as a society. We know that there's inequality.
Well, then, if you get equality, then everyone pays the same percentage of tax. That's equal,
but
blood.
it's not equal, though.
It is equal.
No, that's
blood.
not. That's like really base. That's not equality. To me, equality is putting people in a similar standing if you can. But in a situation where somebody's earning 80k and you've got someone who's maybe generating £5 million as well, let me not use such a wild example, but like 250 grand is like their salary. I do think that person is in a position to pay a higher percentage of their income.
But I think that's very idealistic, yeah, because the majority of these people don't pay anything as a result of these high tariffs. So you're not getting anything. As I said, getting 20% or something, or 100% or nothing. And also, the people higher up are less likely to use the public transports, the NHS, all these things, blood. So these men are paying into things that they don't use. Yeah, they don't get a say where their money goes. Do you know what I mean? So you have to think about it that way as well, blood. Like, if they're paying for private health care anyway, if them man are driving their fucking Range Rovers and that, and man are paying for the trains, man are paying for all these different things, like, why am I paying for shit I don't use? Like, you have to put it all in.
You can look at it as a
but you have
responsibility. I get the question.
You can look at it that way, but my argument is, you can tax these man, saying, oh yeah, but it's not because you need the money, because when we got a war, you can pull 2 billion out your ass, Clark, no problem. So that means the money's there. So because the money's there, don't touch my money, fam. You know what's there. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's just what it is.
No,
I completely understand. Imagine
understand.
if you're working super fucking hard every day, and for a good wage, and you're in the office 16 hours a week, you don't see your youths properly and that, and all these things, and then a man's like, yeah, half of that's mine. What for, blood? 50%? Are you mad? I'll fight you for that. You know what was there? Nah, you can't take half of my shit. I don't care how much I earned, blood, because I didn't grow up with this money. I got this money from working hard.
Well, maybe it's different for people who have literally come up with nothing.
Of course it is.
There are other people out there who will literally have generational wealth.
They've got generational wealth, but that's why you've got shit like corporation tax,
Right.
and you've got inheritance tax and all these things. Bruv, man tax you when you're dead, Torati. Man can't even die for free, blood. Do you understand what I'm saying? The whole tax thing's a joke, because the thing is, like, it's not because they need the money. That's fuckeries. Because if we were seeing where our money was going to, I would have no problems. Me, like, I would be happy to pay 40% tax if it meant, that when I walk outside, there ain't no rubbish on my street, there ain't no homeless people on my road. You know what I'm saying? The trains are better. Do you know what I'm saying? We've been paying, our train fare's been going up every year my whole life, blood. Signal failure. Every Sunday there's works, you can't get nowhere. Like, say people don't work on Sunday and ain't got shit to do, blood. Every weekend, if I get back from holiday on a Sunday, I know that I'm paying for a taxi from the airport because trains ain't running. You know, like that. But man knows that. Like, that shouldn't be this way. You put up man's fare every year. We're not seeing that. Do you know what I'm saying? There's no quality. Like, you're not improving the quality of the service or our standard of living, bruv. But you're increasing the value. You're increasing the price of what it takes to actually just live a basic life here.
I definitely get that. And I can see some of your arguments. Again, that whole thing of, like, you're right, services going up, but a lot of those services have been privatized. And so it's private companies and shareholders who are often quite wealthy. And that's another reason why I do believe in taxing out there.
No, but I believe in obviously making the public services national. Definitely nationalize them. I think so. Like, if we're paying into them, you know what I'm saying, then nationalize that. I don't believe in the privatization and all that, but at the same time, I do not believe in punishing the rich, bruv. Like, regardless, because the thing is, if you really want their money, Be reasonable, blood. I'm just talking as a normal human being. There's not a human
Like
being.
the psyche behind it, yeah.
The psyche behind it. If you're thinking, bruv, I work fucking hard, and man are taking half of my shit, but they're only taking 25% of my man's thing, that's a fuckery's, blood. Like, they're not thinking about how much money it is. They're looking at the percentages, and they're thinking, right, what I could have done with this money, bruv. Because as I said, people live to their means. There's nothing more demoralizing than seeing that you've made 100K, but you're taking 50 home. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's demoralizing as a human being. It almost makes you think that, right, I might as well have been on 60K, fam.
What's the point?
Like, what's the point?
So it could be a disincentive.
It is a disincentive. I know people that have turned down pay rises for the sake of a grand, blood, because it takes them into another tax bracket, and it means that they're making less money.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be the way. It's the same with fucking childcare and that. It's a joke thing. There's a lot of women that it don't make sense to go back to work, blood, because the amount of money you're paying for childcare, bruv, if you're working full time, you're not entitled to certain things, like, and then you're making less money, fam, and then you're paying a fucking stranger to look after your youth. Better you stay at home.
So many women have told me that,
and it shouldn't be like that.
It's been like that for a while.
It shouldn't be like that, because
that's wild.
Yeah,
the state should look after women better, bruv. Like, you know what I mean? It's not that I don't want to work, it's because I can't fucking work. Do you know what I mean? And they shouldn't get penalized for that either. Pay them their fucking money. That's my thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Let them get their salary when they're at home. There's countries that do it. It works. In Scandinavia, it's like that. You know what I mean? You get your maternity leave, you stay at home, you still get your salary, bruv. Someone else takes your job. You know what I'm saying? Simple things.
Story done.
That's it. These things are simple, you know. These things are simple to actually implement. It's just that deep down, man don't really give a shit about us, innit? So because of that, don't get too upset, man. Do your thing. You know what I'm saying? I want to make people aware of the fuckeries, yeah? But at the same time, I don't lose sleep over it, bruv. Man still got to do what I got to do, innit?
Yeah. Well, your voice is only going to get louder and louder. Thank you for being here. You're going to stay on for the rest of the show whilst we get into our topics.
Let's do it.
First of them being, should we do this one first?
Controversy sells, bruv. I'm here for that all day.
Yeah, because I really want to hear his view on this. Okay, so
let's do it.
recently, it's not even recently. We're talking about this Anthony-Joshua interview that's resurfaced.
Yes.
And the thing is,
I remember the original interview
it's
still.
not actually recent, is it? It was like,
I think it was a year ago.
Yeah, it was a little while ago.
I thought
It was last year anyway.
2017,
It was last year.
Right, okay. So, Anthony Joshua, boxer, said in an interview about his son, and also
his niece.
mentioned his niece, and he said in relation to his son, I don't think I'm that strict with, and then his son, I don't know why, but with my niece I'm strict. He said about his son again, he said he's going to be a man's man. He'll want to spread his wings, be a Jack the Lad, build his character. But with my niece, there's none of that Jack the Lad nonsense for her. My view is you have to be a good woman, respectful. One day you will be someone's wife. You have to learn family
Spoken
morals.
like a true Nigerian. My God, blood.
I cannot.
My guy. You know what? I like him as a person, but what he said was problematic. Again, you can critique people that you like, blood, because you just have to be real. I fuck with AJ, innit? I fuck with AJ. I fuck with where AJ's come from. I fuck with how he handles himself as a businessman, all of that. But that shit was problematic, cuz I understand everything he said there. But here's the fucking problem, though. You can't be policing women like that and not police your son, blood. My thing is, she's gonna be someone's wife. He's gonna be someone's fucking husband, yeah. So my thing is, police both of them the same way, innit, bro? Fuck the Jack the Lad shit. My son ain't gonna be a Jack the Lad. He gets slapped up. You know, the ones that you gotta be respectful and you gotta carry yourself a certain way at all times. Because if it gets back to me, you're holding box, blood. Like, that's what's going on, innit? So what he said, that is very, it's problematic, innit? Yeah. Like, but damn, he's just spoken like a true Nigerian man like uncle with the super milk, blood.
Literally cannot even.
man like uncle, blood.
I actually cannot disagree with that. Yeah. I think that it does kind of display a lot of typical kind of views that I have heard. Within my own background and culture. The thing that I find ridiculous about it, and I just wonder when the penny is going to drop for people. There's also in, I'll say my culture, this whole thing about when, especially, well, here and in Nigeria, there's a big pressure on women to get married.
Absolutely.
There's a
Yeah,
big
your mum will
pressure
come home and say, yeah, so when you get married.
Right?
Just like that.
the day you
You know, like, yeah, but like, yeah, she'll just be like,
Living my life.
you know, like, just like, oh, your dinner's ready when you get married.
that.
You know them ones there, like
Right.
that, fam. When you gonna find a man?
There's this pressure on women to get married, and it's like, you know, why can't you find anyone? Why can't you find anyone? Why can't you find anyone? And so there's the expectation, but there's never the mirrored expectation of raising sons and raising men,
Yeah.
specifically
To be
to be husbands.
Yeah.
You've got this big pressure of women get married, but you're not actually raising
Because-
husbands. You're
and that
letting
is
boys
because-
be boys.
And that is because though, like, there's the expectation for the woman to kind of look after the man. You know them ones. So because of that, there's more pressure on them. So, like, my thing is, what I've always said to people with women, yeah, I hold them to a much higher standard than I hold men because we're not the same, innit? Like, we're not. I don't care how much people want to try fucking argue, bruv. Like, I hold women to a much higher moral
But in
standard
what
than
sen-
men.
what in
In
what
every sense, bruv. Like, man, them don't think the same way. Man, them are scum, innit? Like, and it's not even like, and even the nicest guys, bruv. Like, sometimes I'm sitting there. And I think, bruv, I'm a piece of shit for thinking that. You know the ones there, like, bruv, like, I'm gonna be honest, bruv. Like, that's just how we are, innit? Like, morally, I don't hold men and women to the same standard, bruv, because I think that women are better. Like, I genuinely
I
do.
kind
innit?
of get what you're saying.
I don't hold them to the same standard because the thing is, there's a
but
lot of
can I
stuff
just-
that men can do, yeah, like subconsciously, and I think, what the fuck's wrong with you, blood?
But so,
man weren't thinking that.
Can I interrupt you? Because I think, and I don't want to. Obviously, I don't want to like put words in your mouth. But when I first heard you say that, I was like, But I think what you're saying is not that necessarily you don't hold them to that standard, but actually you're saying you don't feel like men meet that higher standard more because they are. I would think that there is a general level of moral standard that you have an expectation.
Oh
for
yeah,
people.
absolutely. But I just think, like, for instance, like, I read a lot in it, and I do a lot of reading on like the animal kingdom and that because I feel like it's important. Like, if you want to understand the human behavior, then you have to understand animal behavior, innit? And the thing is, like, when you look at the male and the female species in the animal kingdom, bruv, they have different responsibilities and they're just morally very different. Whether you look at lions, elephants, whatever, chimpanzees and that, the female role in everything is just so huge. And usually all the man does is, right, breeds the youth, like, stays around to make sure it's healthy, and then he's off with the man them. That's what happens. Bruv, that's what happens. Like, the mum is the one that gets the food. The mum is the one that teaches them how to bathe themselves, teaches them where they need to go, like, in different seasons to get the different foods, because in certain seasons food don't grow here and you have to go somewhere else. The father just protects, yeah, and provides. That's it, bruv. Like, the mum plays such a vital role in it. And the thing is, like, I had the same conversation. I feel like housewives or whatever, like, I don't like the way they get disrespected, like, in general. Like, people look down on women that stay at home and look after their child, but you're doing a better job than most women, bruv, because while you're out there fucking at work, your kid's running around on the street being an absolute cunt. You know them ones there, like, you're not raising your kid properly, blood, and then you're sending out a piece of shit. You're sending out a piece of shit into this world that we have to deal with now. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think the women that stay at home and do look after their children need to be respected more. I feel like a lot of women look down on it, and they really shouldn't, because it's a massive role, like, in someone's life that you're playing.
It's not a job. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
but
if
do you mean
they
it's
ain't
not a
doing
job?
it,
It's more than a fucking job,
somebody
because
else
you're
got to
paying
do it.
someone else to do the same
and
thing,
they're
blood.
getting paid for it, so therefore it's a job. It's just that they're not getting paid.
They're not getting paid for
monetarily
it, but it's a job. How can you tell them that staying at home and raising your kids is not a job, but then you pay a childminder? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So because you're not getting paid for it, that don't mean it's not a job.
Well, you got to get someone.
You understand? It's just like with what we're doing now, yeah? No man can't tell me it's not a job. I'm providing a service. Whether I'm getting paid for it or not don't mean shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's still a fucking job. And I feel like women that stay at home and look after children don't get enough respect, bro. And I think it's negative.
But where do you think then that kind of like attitude comes from? And then going back to this, the kind of notion that women have to be trained one way as against men who can just kind of probably be given.
Because I just think that the moral standards that in general that men and women are held to are different. Whether it's right or wrong is up to you. It's down to your opinion. Do you know what I mean? I just feel that, like, as a species, like, we don't think the same, we don't behave the same, and there's different factors as to why we might do something as opposed to why you wouldn't do something. Do you know what I'm saying? And I just feel like we're not held to the same moral standards. People say, oh, it's a sociological thing, but I think it's a lot deeper than that. If you trace it back to like primal instincts and animal behavior and that, like you can see there's very clear roles set in every other set of species apart from the human beings, but we just change our mind every 5 seconds. Let's try this, let's try that, let's try that. Do you know what I'm saying? Amongst lions, bro, the mum always goes to hunt and get the food. Dad stays at home and protects the youths, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? Mum brings home the food, the dad eats first, then the mum eats and the kids eat, bro. That's how it always is. You know what I mean? Mum ain't gonna come home and say, you know what, fuck you lazy prick, I'm eating first. You know, like that, that'd give her one cold box in the face, and then they'll just be like, you know what, kid, your mum piped up and she's no longer here, fam. That's what would happen.
Yeah.
Like, there's a clear order. But I think that we skew it so much in the human species where everyone's trying to do everyone's job and that, and everyone's trying to beat everyone else. Men and women are equal, bruv, but we are not the same. We have different roles. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, the reason why we complete each other as a set is because you bring something to the table that we don't. Do you know what I'm saying? And vice versa. Like, if I've already got chicken at the table, don't bring more chicken. Bring some rice and peas, fam. You know, like that. Why are you bringing more chicken for? When I got girl, I'd be like, I can do everything a man does. And I'd be like, that's cool, but I'm a man, so I don't need that from you. You know, like that. I need you to bring me something else.
Yeah.
So I feel like with this whole, people need to differentiate between equality and being the same, bruv, because it's not the same argument. Like. Do you know what I mean? So men generally do and say certain things because we don't hold ourselves to the same moral standards as women, and nor should women hold us to the same moral standards as them, bro.
So is that what you think? Yeah, I get you. And is that what you think is more in play here when he's
Yes,
saying,
absolutely. Yeah. But the way he's worded it is very reckless, blood. It's very reckless. If he said that I don't hold my niece to the same moral standards that I hold my son, cool. But the way he said it is, my son can run around and be a scumbag, but you see her, I'm going to fucking handcuff her to the cooker. You know what I mean?
This notion is like...
You can't do that.
You know, she's going to be someone's wife, you know.
Yeah, and he might be someone's husband.
Like, but at the end of the day, he's got a little boy. Did you marry the mother?
No, that's what I'm saying. They're not even together.
And I don't know if his mum's actually married to his dad either. So it's like...
But you see what I'm saying?
It's like, when you say things like that, put the women that are closest to you...
Yeah.
Kind of like put them in that same mindset. In that and then you'll kind of think, oh, actually, do you know what? Let me just fall back from that because I'm not marrying no one. My mum ain't married to my dad, so let me just keep my mouth shut.
But he said that like it was proper. Like the way he said it wasn't very well thought out. Like, and I saw the interview. He said it and he was saying it like he was laughing and that. It wasn't like seriously well thought. But he should have been a bit more responsible. For someone whose PR is on point like that. That was an own goal, blood.
You know what's funny? This term "Jack the Lad," I think people it's quite
surprised by that.
People take it as quite a playful term.
But that's what it is. But it is a playful term. He probably means my boy's gonna be out in that beef or with the man them, like having fun and that and cool.
This means fuckboy to me. That's actually what it is.
From a woman's point of view,
it so you just want to go out about. You want your son to go out there and literally dick down everybody that's in anything that's got a hole in it, because that's essentially. That's what it is. But you're using the term Jack the Lad so that it comes across as quite playful and fun. Well, no, it's not. Because if you had a daughter and she met somebody who was raised in the way that you are going to raise your son, or you think that it's okay for your son to be, it's going to be a problem for you. You're going to want to do something to that boy. So, you know, that's the problem right there.
I don't understand.
But that's the problem with us, though, in general, as men, though. Like, obviously... Like, because we hold men and women to different moral standards, that's why when you're a man and you got a daughter, blood, you understand, man are just like, every man that comes around, you're just eyeballing them because you know the ting, blood.
But that's why I don't understand.
You know the ting.
If he knows that and if he's kind of clocked that, why isn't there that kind of mind change of actually... Let me raise my son not to be that scumbag.
Exactly.
Because he's going to go out and meet somebody else's daughter, and actually... I don't want that for any woman. I can't just be thinking about just my just my niece.
So
but that's what he should be thinking. Do you know what I mean? But like, it's complicated, isn't it? It's complicated in the sense that as men, like, we know how we are, we know how we feel, and you can't always put it into words because it's primal. Like, a lot of the things we do is instinctive. Like, do you know what I mean? You can't explain why you feel certain things, and I'm sure it's the same with women. I've never had a period, so I don't know. I've never just woke up one day and just said, you know what, fuck everyone, I'm in a bad mood. Like, do you know what I mean? But well, so sometimes, do you know what I mean? Like when I'm with my missus and that, like, and I'm like, "Are you good?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." But I know she's vexed for no reason, blood, because she's just having one of them days.
It's called PMS.
You see what I'm saying? She'll be like, "Yeah, I'm cool. I'm like, "Babe, you sure?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." But I know she's vexed, blood. And I don't know why. You know when you feel someone's energy is fucked, and I'm like, she's mad.
That is like when it feels like you've got a really small man inside your stomach with really big fist beating the shit out of you. You've got to go on about your day.
That's it.
And be smiling and happy and everything. Your back's killing you. You're sweating, everything. You want to kill. You literally.
But that's what I'm saying. And as much as you tell me that, because I'll never experience it in my life, there'll always be a side of me that don't understand, innit?
Yeah.
So when I see she just vex, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna try and just stay out of her way today.
Couple of days.
You know what I'm saying? And that's it. But in my head, a part of me, the man inside of me is like, what's wrong with you, man? Fucking hell, bruv. Trying to mess up man's vibe and that. And then the other side is like, you know what, fam? She's going through shit that you don't understand. Just be supportive, innit? Like,
be supportive is the best advice I can give
that's just what it is. So like inside your head, don't touch me. In your head, there's always conflicting shit going on, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. So there's sometimes when you're going through shit, like you can't explain a lot of things. It's nature, innit? Okay. You just really can't explain it.
Right, let's go into the next subject. AJ, do better, man.
Oh, he has to do better, blood. I know he looked out of Twitter for a few days.
So he should. Don't think about himself in one corner somewhere.
Sit over there.
Bare AJ posters getting ripped off the wall and shit.
You know what I mean? I was rooting for you.
I saw bare them tweets, you know. I saw so many of them tweets. I was rooting for you. And then you see bare these ugly bears trying to slide in like, see, I told you, man, we're shit and that.
Yeah, the memes are lit.
Man then would be like, yeah, but I'm one of the good ones. I'm saying without the abs, bruv, and the 6'5".
You're all wives to me, ladies.
That's
all
it,
wives. Anyway, so yeah, let's move on to cancer research. They
big up cancer research.
They released an advert very recently. You might have seen it on your travels about London. So basically, the advert is the words. Spells out the word obesity, but it's got a couple of letters.
Almost like a hang.
Should have spelled out the whole thing, blood.
Yeah, missing. So, a couple of people have seen this. One notable person, this comedian called Sophie Hagen. She apparently was upset with the advert because she believes it's fat shaming. So the advert reads, let me pull it up. Obesity. So it's oh God, what's happened there? Sorry, folks. Obesity. So spells out OB, misses out the E, the S, the I, and the T, and it's got the Y there, is the cause of cancer underneath it. So that's literally the advert. So she got upset with that and said
the fact is that
it
is apparently the second highest.
It's the second preventable.
Yeah,
after smoking.
Yeah. So on the one hand, is that not a message that needs to get out there?
Absolutely.
We are a fat nation, apparently.
We're the fattest nation in Europe. We're the fattest nation in Europe. We are. It's 1 in 3 children are obese, and 1 in 4 people are obese in this country. That's a lot of fucking people.
So have we got time to be precious about cancer?
You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to save your life.
Right?
You know what I mean? You're talking about the strain on the NHS, blood. You know what I mean? Imagine, yeah, how much less work these people would have to do if people took care of their own health and they weren't putting stress on these people that are already sleeping in the hospital when the snow was out and working 17, 18 hours with no lunch break and that. They're already up to their eyeballs. Do you know what I'm saying? And what? We got to look after you because you can't say no to certain things, blood. You know them ones there? Blood clot.
I don't understand how that is. I can't even... It's not fat shaming.
It's not fat shaming, bruv. You know when you post something on the internet, yeah, and because someone done you dirty, they think you're talking about them, blood. That's what it is.
Dog will holler.
That's what it is, blood.
Yeah.
She knows that she's obese, blood. And you know what? If she was happy about being obese, she would have just sat down and shut up. The truth is, she's obese and she's in her feelings about it. So when she's seen that, she's like, right, they're firing shots at me. Man ain't talking about you. If you are happy about being obese, then bruv, go and do your thing, blood. Deliveroo, blood. You know what I'm saying? Man don't care. You know what that?
So wait. So people at home.
I don't even say Deliveroo because Deliveroo's been my life recently.
Blood, I fuck with
Let's not take shots at Deliveroo.
I fuck with Deliveroo because they do Nando's, blood.
We're looking for a sponsor.
Bruv, they do Nando's, blood. I fuck with Deliveroo too, blood.
So, for those that don't know, I know that you were saying off air you had a little bit of a run-in with
Yeah,
Sophie.
blood. Man
How did
gave
that
her.
kind of transpire?
I
What
gave her the
happened?
thing, but man pulled out the handgun. I didn't even pull out the heavy artillery for this because it wasn't needed. You know what I'm saying? Because people
about this subject?
yeah, because people like her, what they do is they got their little niche in it, and what they'll do is they want to sell tickets and they want to do that, so they get this little cult following by chatting shit. And the thing is, we live in a post-truth era, bruv. Like, there's no such thing as facts no more. Do you know what I mean? Popular opinion are the new facts, blood. If I get enough retweets, blood, whatever I said is true.
It's true.
Regardless. You know them ones there? You can't tell me a company that spends like millions or hundreds of millions on research, when these men have got scientific proof that this is a thing and they've made a factual statement, and then you're coming out like you know better. It's dangerous. Do you know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people's lives that could be turned around by seeing this and saying, you know what, I need to get my shit together. Do you know what I'm saying? When man are giving you clinical information, I need to cut down on these things, blood. But she's like, oh no, that's not the case, and you're fat shaming, and actually people calling people fat like leads to mental health and all this and this, that, and the other, blood.
Nobody called anybody.
No
fat.
one called anyone fat. And the thing
what
is,
advert are you reading?
bruv, and the thing is,
I'm getting annoyed.
being fat and being obese is not the same thing, blood.
Right, yeah.
A bit of body fat, yeah, ain't gonna kill you, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, your body needs a certain level of fat just for daily function. Do you know what I'm saying? But obesity is excess fat to the point, yeah, where you're putting pressure on your vital organs, your body, normal day-to-day shit, yeah, that you should be able to do. You're struggling, blood. Do you know what I mean? When you can't climb off, you're struggling. When you can't climb a flight of stairs, do you know what I'm saying? When you're like, oh, I got bad knees. You ain't got bad knees. It's just that your knees are carrying an extra 6 stone. It shouldn't be carrying, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? Oh, I got a bad back. You ain't got a bad back. It's because your belly is pulling you forward and you need to pull yourself back, cuz. You know, like that. Bruv, sometimes I have to say, yo, cuz. Bruv, it's the truth, blood. Them man always get excuses why they can't do things, blood. That be reasonable, fam. Like, that's it. I can't, bruv. This political correctness is ruining the world, blood. If man can say to them, yo, cigarettes kill, and put it all over the packets. Them man are doing the mad cigarette adverts when you see no cholesterol falling out of man and all them things.
That's a really good point, because I'm thinking to myself, if this advert was in regards to smoking,
yeah, no one would say nothing. No, the smoking adverts are worse. No one, smokers haven't come and say, no, you're smoker shaming, because they're like, yo, blood, I need my nicotine. Fuck you, I don't care. They buy the packet and it says smoking kills, and they be like, yeah, thanks for telling me, but I don't business, because they don't care. So the fact that she's piped up means she does care. That means she's in her feelings because she knows she's overweight and she ain't got the willpower to do something about it. So she wants company, innit? And misery loves fucking company, blood. So she's trying to keep people with her, blood. No, don't listen to her, blood clot. Save your life. You know there was there.
Well, it's funny because a lot of people agree with with cancer. Sorry.
Yeah, with cancer research. Because I remember she tweeted something saying, this is problematic. And I've had loads of people complaining to me. I said, yeah, is that why your tweets got 4 retweets? Shut up, blood. You know what I told her? I said, stop lying. All 4 of them retweets, blood. You ain't had bare people shouting at you. She's like, I'm not going to respond to these trolls. I'm going to write a book. And the thing is...
Oh, you're going to write a book
now?
Okay.
And the problem with these man, yeah, the thing is, you see with me, yeah, like, I got a certain amount of decorum, yeah, but I understand online where certain man see her and say, you know what, blood? I'm just going to rinse her, blood. Some of the abuse she got was just mad. Yeah. And the thing is, when you do what we do, you put yourself in the firing line anyway. Yeah. But when you start doing this and making it about you, blood, when man want to tell you about yourself... It is what it is, cuz. You know what I'm saying? Then it becomes fat shaming because you've then put yourself in a position to hold the real corn. So, like, boom. That's why I didn't even make it personal between her. I just said, bruv, what you're saying is problematic. You know what I'm saying? For many reasons. Because you got 20,000 plus followers on Twitter. You have a following. People listen to you. What you're saying is irresponsible.
It's interesting because she calls herself a body positive campaigner, which is fine. So my thing is when you're campaigning, do you campaign for people to be healthy?
Well, there you
because
go.
if you do, then you're a proper body positive campaigner because that's a positive thing that everybody should
Well, there
be
you
doing.
go. There's nothing positive about obesity. So, do you know what I'm saying? You should be, as much as you're saying people should be comfortable in your own skin, when you're unhealthy, there's nothing positive about that. And not only you got to think about yourself, you got to think about your family and shit. Because if you just drop dead one day, blood, because you were irresponsible, then what? Do you know what I'm saying? If you truly care about someone, you tell them the fucking truth, whether they like it or not, unfortunately, innit? Like, if you've got obese friends and family and that, if you don't say nothing, bruv, like, do you really love them? Do you really? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not in the business of making people feel comfortable, man. Do you know what I'm saying? You need to tell people about them too.
Get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
That's the only way the truth of the matter actually sinks
That's
in.
it. When it's factual information and these men have data, they have data. They spend money on these things, bruv. These are the people treating people. Because as much as she's like, yeah, no body shaming, obesity and that. Watch when she gets ill and that, bruv. Then they're going to have to be picking up the bill. Do you know what I'm saying? Nah, fuck that. You know what I mean? She needs to sit down, bruv.
Cool. Sophie, sort it out, love. All right, let's move on.
And I was being nice, Sophie. Trust me.
being real nice because I've
You know them ones, because I've seen the pictures. You know them ones there.
Being cruel. Oof, Lord. Anyway, so yes, we've got one's got to go, and we've got our letter of the week.
We can do both.
Yeah, go ahead. Why not?
Okay, so should we do the letter first?
Yeah,
that's good because
you reading
quite
it.
excited about it. Okay, so we've had a request for advice, which we sometimes get on this show, and this one reads as follows: Dear ladies, about 6 months ago, I lost my job and I've been struggling to make ends meet. I was telling a friend of mine about the issues I was having financially. What she told me next surprised the hell out of me. She told me that for a few months now she's been a dominatrix.
Boom.
She's been doing this to earn extra cash. She's earning so much that she plans to quit her regular full-time job. She also told me that no sex is involved in the job, and that if I wanted to do it, all I would have to do is talk aggressively to men and chastise them.
Do it, blood.
It sounds easy enough, but there's a small part of me that isn't exactly sure that she isn't sleeping with these men, even though she says that she isn't. Do you think that this is something I should get involved with for the extra cash, as I'm seriously considering it, but there's no way in hell that I want to have sex with any of these men?
Do it, blood. Just don't have sex with them, blood. Obviously, if they're gonna have sex with you, they offer you more money. Just don't take the money, innit? Just keep your morals on that, bruv. At the end of the day, business is supply and demand, innit? There's obviously a demand for it, bruv. So do it, bruv. I don't give a shit. Now you got
I don't give a shit.
You gotta make your money. Them sick man that wanna get tied up and that, bruv. You know what I'm saying? That ain't my cup of tea, but it's someone's. You know what I'm saying? And that's what business is. If there's demand for it, yeah, then bam.
I would say exactly.
Go get your money. Just don't compromise your morals, innit? Yeah. Don't compromise your morals for money.
Although we have to say that there's, if she were then to use her own agency and decide she did want to have sex, I wouldn't be making a moral judgment upon her.
No, not at all.
Money, that's her. But I would say if you want to earn the money and that this is available to you, no. I agree with you totally. No. Make your money.
Get in, make your money, and then if you get in and you realize that, you know what, I don't really enjoy this and I'm doing it for the money. Do it for the money. Make your money, then get out and then go do something else. But at the end of the day, people got bills to pay, innit? You know what I mean? So it's just one of them ones where as long as you're not compromising yourself morally in any way, like I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah. And that's just things. All she's actually saying is that there's no way in hell she wants to have sex with any of these men. And I think we're all saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Don't ever be put in a position where you feel like you have to. If you like,
the minute you feel that way, just walk away.
Yeah, the minute you feel that way, walk away. But also, if you can stand doing the whole dominatrix thing, and I don't see any problem with it, and you can earn money from doing it, do it.
Yeah, no, and they'll make some proper corn as well. So, but make your money, bro. No, I mean that's what I'm saying. The bills ain't gonna pay themselves.
I'm just thinking, does anyone want to pay me to talk aggressively?
Bruv, there's
my girls
bruv, there's girl that get paid money for just talking over the phone, like money, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? So, bruv, do your thing. Do your thing.
New career plan.
Nah, big man thing. Do your thing, innit?
Struggling and like girls are like, so what'd you say to me?
Yeah, bro.
Did I tell you to speak? Sorry, mistress.
That's it.
Mean it.
Trust me. There's a reason why. There's a reason why in the States, bruv, them strippers be making some money and they ain't sleeping with no one.
There's so many like what maybe to us might seem weird ways that people make money. Like I heard there was one article in a newspaper like a while ago of a woman who essentially sells her worn underwear and men
them are on that for money.
Wow.
If there's anything that people are willing to spend money on, bruv, there's a job there, innit?
Right.
That's just how it is. I don't care. Like I don't judge anyone for making money, but you see the check, blood, and it's calm. You know what I'm saying? And people out there making money are selling tea bags, fam.
There was another. Oh my gosh, about that. Did we talk about this?
What?
There was somebody. No, they were doing it in somewhere in England. They were opening, like those mason jars and like going like that and essentially just collecting air from the English countryside, and they were selling it in China.
Yeah, fam.
People were buying it.
I'm telling you, people.
We need to sit down.
I'm doing this foolishness.
Listen. I'm telling you. Yeah, I put out a video on my Insta story today, on my Snapchat, and also on Twitter. And I said, any of you creatives, yeah, whatever you're doing, yeah, like if you've got a big organic audience, make sure that you're getting paid, bruv. At the end of it, make your money in any which way, because you know what, yeah? The fact that you've got this audience shows that there's demand for your product. So monetize your shit, blood. Even if it's a little piece of money. Even if you were selling, like I saw Ricky Gervais sells his podcasts and they're only like $2. However, man selling it for $2, but 100,000 people buy that. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, it gets to a certain point where when you know that you're getting there's a big demand for what you do, sell that shit. Even if it's a little piece of money, yeah, like it accumulates.
Yeah.
Because even with my subscription, it's only £1 a week, like $6 and that. But bruv, man gets 2,000-3,000 people on that. You shut up. You know them ones there. You know them ones there, man's God. You know them ones that making 10 bags a month and that. And I'm just like,
Rants and Bants is here. Who'll be taking the girls out for dinner?
That's what you need to do. Do you know what I'm saying? You need to, even if it's just say, yeah, every time you drop a pod, yeah, $1 to listen to it. Like $1 ain't nothing to no one. That's like 80p or something. But you know what? Yeah, if you get 1,000 of those, all of a sudden it's like, bruh, you see what I'm saying? So if man are buying jars of air, cuz, don't tell me that my product's not worth money, bro.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Gal are selling worn knickers like every gal on this planet ain't got a pair.
Yeah.
You know, like that.
And there was this other lady. She was a black lady. She's like plus sized, and men were sending her clothes that are too small for her
To wear and take pictures in.
for them, like to watch her on a video cam, putting it on and being torn out of it.
Yeah.
And paying for that.
Yeah, man, they're like some weird shit. And because of that, there's always an opportunity to make money, brother. I don't begrudge anyone. As long as you can sleep at night, do your thing, blood.
So there you go, girlfriend. You go ahead and you chastise away.
Yeah, chastise away.
That's
Do it for the culture.
That's what I mean. Make sure you
do one for me.
Make sure
punch
you
him up.
make sure you slap man for every man that just fucking done you dirty. Just slap man, bruv. You know them ones. Make it personal, fam.
Okay, cool. So we're going to go into our next round. I keep calling it a round. It's not a round. It's the next segment. I do apologise. Called One's Gotta Go. So basically we have a segment where we have a couple of categories and we have to decide which of these particular things has to just disappear from life altogether.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first one is Donald Trump.
Yeah.
The second one is Teresa May. And then the third one is Vladimir Putin.
Oh.
So who of these would have to just disappear off the face of the earth?
If I had to choose, it would be... It's a hard one, blood, because I slightly fuck with Putin slightly, bruv, because he's a savage, blood. I like savages, bruv. You know them ones there, because there's a lot of politicians in this world that talk a good game, but Putin's about that life, blood. Like Putin was in the KGB, man will put on the gun and go shoot himself. You know them ones, like he's a real guy. There's not one world leader that could sit in a room and look him in the eye and chat shit. Not one. You know them ones there, you'd be like, really? Oh, you see that tea you were sipping on, cuz. You know them ones, you're dead tomorrow, you know, G, so you might as well say what you need to say now.
Did you see Piers, sorry to interrupt, did you see Piers Morgan interview
Donald Trump?
No, I think this guy used to be in the KGB this morning, in fact.
Okay, because someone got poisoned or something.
Yeah, and because you know that guy's been poisoned, he was like...
And Boris Johnson was chatting shit like he was going to do a war thing with Russia. Let's not, please. I'll move to the moon.
Trying to go in on this guy who was defending Vladimir and everything, and he wasn't having it. He was like, don't tell me nothing about... Because you know what this country here does.
Yeah,
and he just
that's what I'm saying. Because the thing is, you see with the Russians, as much as a lot, like a lot of them, they're very racist and set in their ways. But you know what, bruv? Like, they're in their country and they just want to be left alone, fam. That's just what it is. That's always been the case. They just want to be left alone. But you see, this country in America, they always want to be in everyone's blood clot business. You see? So with Putin, he's like, listen, let me just, I'm going to sell my ship. Don't worry what go on here. Do you know what I mean? But man always want to get involved. So Putin's like, cool, we can do this. Because Putin's about that life, innit? So as much as I don't agree with everything he says, he's a man that he just does what he does and he's straight up about it, blood. Them man don't want it with Putin, fam. They don't, because he's a real one out here, blood. Whether you agree with what he does or not, he's really about it. He's not on this playing politics, blood. He'll turn up to your yard with the gun loaded. Do you know what I mean? So because of that, Piers Morgan's a look at idiot. Them Russians, a lot of them do like, man. Because you know what, yeah? He just puts his people before everyone else. He doesn't give a fuck. You don't give a shit about anything that happens outside of Russia. You don't business. You know what I mean? And sometimes you have to be like that. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? You got to realize most of the world leaders that we're conditioned to not like, it tends to be because our country wants something from them and they didn't get it.
Didn't play ball.
You know what I mean? They didn't play ball. Same when they go kill off all these other world leaders, they tell them, oh, they're a threat and that. But with no proof and that. When you go to their countries, there are people like them. You know what I mean? All of them, man. Even when Castro died and that, they were like, oh, yeah, he was an evil man. And then the whole country came out to mourn man's death. So I was like, hold on, I thought this was a bad youth. Do you know what I'm saying? So how come these men come out of their house? They could have been celebrating. Them men are crying. Like, what are they crying for? Do you know what I'm saying? They're crying because you man lied to us. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? They're doing right by their own people. But because you can't get a slice of the pie, you want man dead. So you can put in your own puppet in there so you can run things. That's what's really going on.
So you're saving Vladimir.
Bro, Vlad can stay, blood. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't mind if Vlad just lick off 2 shots and both of them. You know?
Both Trump and
2 shots, both of them wake up for their morning tea and 2 it's all radiated and that.
So you getting rid of...
I have to get rid of... I just have to get rid of Donald Trump, bruv. Just for
that would be my choice.
It has to be Donald Trump just because of the amount of different kinds of people that he's offended. Teresa May just offends my eyes and my ears, but Donald Trump, he's offended every different race other than his own. You know what I mean? Gay, straight, disabled, man's done it all, innit? Like, the guy's just got to go, bruv. He's not good for... He's just not good for anything.
I agree with you. And I think as well with Donald Trump, he's the one that actually poses, in my view, the biggest most danger to all of us.
To civilization.
Yeah, you're right.
Because man is just he's reckless and he's so unintelligent that it's actually like the biggest hazard.
Yeah.
I think Teresa May is going to end up doing herself out of a job. I'm not even worried about
it. She will.
She's going to go anyway.
Yeah, she will.
And with Donald, I'm just like, this man comes from someone who's... Was it his dad or his granddad was a member of the KKK?
His granddad or something.
1920s. Yeah. Do you know how racist you have to be a member of...
To sign up, you know them ones. You're not saying nigger at your house.
In the 1920s.
Man subscribing. You know them ones there. It's not like man's at home cussing and that. Man actually actively joined.
Right. And you know them time when people used to literally go to the houses of black families and just literally just
hang them and that,
hang them and that. That's where he's coming from. I can't mess with that. And I still haven't gotten over the Central Park 5 and what he did to them young boys. I've got a family member who is American and she's a Republican.
I've got loads of family members that are American.
100% behind Donald Trump and everything. And I'm just like, them boys that he literally, you know,
he would have wanted them to
like they're the same age as your son right now. He would have felt no way. He took the might of a billionaire, did a whole newspaper spread about a situation that he wasn't even fully, you know, knowledgeable about, and decided he was going to destroy the lives of these young boys. And up until this day, my man has never apologized. And then America go and put him in the White
He's a piece of shit. But the problem is with politics. Like what I did on my Facebook Live when I was cussing out this brother, this Corbyn fan. The thing is, because the left and right, are exactly the same, but just polar opposites at the same time, it's fucked, innit? Because, as I said to him, I said, you see, you're displaying the same ignorance of the people that you fucking hate so much. You've just got opposite views, but your ignorance is at the same level. So because you're so single-minded, and ignorant, I can see exactly why these men hate you so much that they're willing to just back someone, even if they don't fully believe them, just to shut you up. You know them ones? Because there's a lot of Trump supporters that they're not fully behind Trump, but because they're so like, fuck the left, they're just like, you know what?
They're Republican
Yeah,
forever,
they're like, yo, I'm just a Republican. Like, fuck, I don't care what Trump does. Man could bust 2 shots in the street, kill an innocent man. I didn't see it, cuz. That's what they're on, because they're like, you know what? The left do my fucking head in so much. Anything that pisses them off, I'm happy with. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I think the left and right thing is so fucking problematic. All the most civilized places on planet Earth are very much liberal and just straight down the middle, bro. And it works that way. Do you know what I mean? Because that way you get the best of both. If you go left, someone's not happy. If you go right, someone's not happy, bro.
I think it was Dane that was saying, he said, there's no point, like, what is the point of having the alt-right? Like, the opposite of right is left. How can you call yourself alt-right? It doesn't make any sense.
That man ain't smart, though.
That's where the world is going. It's like everyone's trying to pick a little pack to join, and it's like, no, you're quite right. You either, sometimes you're right and sometimes you're left. You're never completely one way.
Most people are like that. So to make us choose between 2 polar opposites, that's why I try, like, I don't affiliate myself with people when it comes to politics, bruv. I'm about policies, innit? I'll say, yeah, I fuck with this policy, I fuck with that policy, but I'm not gonna say, yeah, I'm team Corbyn and that, or I'm team this, I'm team that, bruv. Corbyn's an old man. Man's soon dead, then what? Who's man gonna be team what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Man's team common sense, blood. That's what I am. You know what I'm saying? If something makes sense to me, I'll fuck with it. If it don't, I don't fuck with it, bro.
Cool. All right. So we're all in agreement then. Donald Trump, you know where you gotta go.
Yeah, man, I have to die slow, blood.
You live in the shady corner, which
That's it.
We're gonna move on to next. So let me start with this one because I'm sick of this newspaper anyway. But I want to give a special shout out to three Daily Mail journalists. Now, normally when Sharon and I do Shady Corner, we always put the Daily Mail tend to live in there, but we never specifically call out people who actually work for them and are part of that whole entire establishment.
Yeah, no, I stick it on them scumbags.
But 3 journalists, one writer called Amanda Playtel, she was the one that had
about Stormzy, innit?
With Stormzy,
I know that name because she was chatting shit.
Performance and how apparently he needs to be grateful.
Where's she from? Is she white?
Because
I thought she was Asian
white,
or something.
and I think she's Australian.
Australian, yeah.
I think she's Australian. So there's her.
Confused.
Then there's Susie Cohen and Faye C. White, and they're showbiz writers for the Daily Mail, and they did a really disgusting, ridiculous write-up about, Skepta and Naomi Campbell's cover that they recently did.
Right, what did they say, blood?
It was just the way that it was reported, and I think the way that they reported Wiley's MBE as well. It's like whenever black talent tends to rise above and shines, they always have to link it to
some negativity, innit? Yeah.
And they did it with Wiley, they did it with Skepta.
From drug dealer to MBE.
Yeah, they do it with John Boyega, because obviously John knew Damilola Taylor.
Yeah.
So then whenever they talk about him, they link it to that. I'm sure they've probably done it to Daniel Kaluuya as well at some point.
Big up Wiley.
And it's like, what is wrong with you lot? What is your problem? Just say you don't like black people and piss off. Just say it.
Yeah, but that'd be too easy, blood. You know them ones there, but you know what? Fuck the Daily Mail. I always said it. And that's why I made sure I deleted my old Twitter before man bust anyway, just in case, because I know you man are scum. And even though I know I never had nothing to hide, you can never be too fucking careful. Do you know what I'm saying? Because they're pieces of shit. And that's another thing about this country. The fact that newspapers like this are allowed to exist shows you the kind of country you live in. Black people do not get complacent. I don't care how much money you've got, you still ain't shit, blood. Because
to even be able to exist,
you are one tweet away from being fucked, blood. Understand that, because this country was voted the most right wing in the whole of Europe, their media. Do you know what I'm saying? The whole of Europe, and that includes fucking Poland and them mad places there. And our media is even more fucking right wing and racist than theirs.
It just makes me feel ill. Like when I'm watching videos of Mo Farah, who has an MBE, who represents this country.
I've got an opinion on that though, with man like Mo though. Do you know what I'm saying?
The thing is, it's just like they keep championing him as you know, he's the British person because he's one.
But the reason why they champion Mo is because Mo kind of conformed in a way. Do you know what I mean? Like my thing is with Mo, I'm glad he filmed it and showed people.
This is,
you know what I mean?
Recent.
I'm glad he filmed it and showed people, but at the same time, it's Mo Farah MBE blood or whatever. I ain't taking nothing from the Queen and her blood clot. You know them ones there. Like I'm happy that Wiley got knighted again, but again, me as a black man, I ain't taking nothing from you, blood, because imperialism and all that bullshit is why you're sitting on that throne in the first place. I don't need validation from you. Do you know what I'm saying? So you can take it MBE, but when you can shove that. Do you know what I'm saying? So when you got man like Mo, do you know what I mean? Obviously he came from Somalia and that. Man's black and Muslim. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, bruv, that's like the worst two things you can be in an airport. You know them ones there. So man's getting gripsed up, yeah.
Duty free.
Yeah,
as well, like,
man is getting gripsed. But because Mo hasn't really been on that kind of, you know what I mean, I'm black and I'm Muslim, so what kind of thing. So because he hasn't really been on that, it's got the Mo thing makes man more digestible to the white folk. You know them ones instead of Muhammad, because it's like, oh shit, man's name is Muhammad, blood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Real Muslim brothers like I know, like in Manchester and that, you can't call them Mo, blood. He's like, my name's Muhammad, blood. Call me by my name. That's what them man are on. You know what I'm saying? So man's kind of watered down the whole thing to be more digestible for the white folk, and now they're shitting on man because that's what they're gonna do, innit? So because of that,
right about
and then now he's like, yeah, black people back, man. But it's like, nah, I'm good, you know. You know, with your MBE blood.
It's not even for us to back you. Like I said, I can't remember if I wrote
Speak up and say something yourself, blood.
Yeah, then the British media now need to come for you as their person and protect you
and say, look what's going on, look what they're doing to our man. But they're not gonna say it because you're not our man, because you're only Mo Farah, and we'll celebrate you when you're winning gold medals for man. And then as soon as you're not winning gold medals for man, thus you're Somalian, cuz. Understand that?
Yeah.
And when you understand what you are, like I even tweeted that. Like I tweeted and I said, bruv, you listen to the story of OJ, blood, that Jay-Z wrote, blood. Still nigga, blood. Don't matter how much money you got. Don't matter where you live. In the house, in the field, blood. Don't matter, you're still a nigga, blood. And that's what it is. Man got gripped up at the airport. This is a millionaire, you know.
Was really getting pushed.
This is a millionaire. A man got gripsed, fam.
I was like, what am I watching?
Man said you're on Instagram Live. He's like, I don't care, blood.
Said, I don't care.
Man looked you in your black face and said, I don't care. You know, you understand the level of disrespect. Man said, I don't care, bruv. Because you're a nigger, bruv. That's what he's saying. He's saying you're shit, blood.
Yeah. So it's interesting. So it's like Susie, Faye, and Amanda. Why don't you write about that? Being as, you know, you feel like we need to be grateful to you. We need to show our appreciation. Well, do something so that we can show our appreciation for you.
That's it. The media need to come out and back our people. They're not going to do that. Do you know what I'm saying?
And it's interesting because I was scanning Facey White's Twitter, and it's all about feminism this and feminism that and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, hold on a minute. So she considers herself a feminist, but yet you're writing the most racist piece of bullshit I've seen in a while. So whilst you're quite free and happy to, you know, talk about the effects of feminism on women, you can see that black people are, again, another oppressed group, but you can't use your same level of empathy or care and your logic to this situation right here.
Okay, it don't exist. It don't exist, bruv. Their feminism's different, innit? So because of that, bun that. You know what I'm saying? I stick it on all of them. Like, Bob, I'm here all day for this. Do you know what I'm saying, Bob? I know what white supremacy looks like, blood. I don't care what it's wearing, cuz.
Well, her Twitter page got lit up. You should see the people coming for her. She was just like she disappeared. I don't know where she went, but back to the rock that she came. So all three of them, they can all just do one as far as I'm concerned.
Definitely reside in Shady Corner.
Yeah. So is there anything or anyone you'd like to put in the shade, or, you know, anything that's pissed you off?
I feel like I live in a permanent state of being pissed off at the moment. I'm not even gonna name no names because it's more personal then, and nobody's really gonna know.
Oh, wow.
But one thing I really hate is when people disrespect to the nth degree, just like my time, and like as in. It makes me want to get bougie and say, you can't afford my time. How dare you be wasting it? Like, literally.
Sure.
Say it, blood. Say it.
Yeah.
You have
really,
to.
Really angry about somebody
Actually
who just
value
really...
time more than I do money, because
you can't get that
money
back. Yep.
You cannot make back time.
Yeah.
So like, don't mess with it, because no.
I always say, like, you have to do that, but people will treat you the way you allow them to treat you, especially as an adult. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how it is. People will only treat you to a level that you hold yourself at. So if you say, yo, I'm 9 out of 10, blood. If you treat me like an 8, I'm gone, innit? That's what you need to do sometimes, bruv. Because they say you're being bougie and that, but people will only treat you to the level that you allow them to, and to the level that you hold yourself. So man can say you're stuck up, but yeah, bruv, so what?
Do you feel like as you're getting older as well, just your like
Tolerance
for certain things is just
Boy,
zero?
None. Bruv, I got no time
like,
for it.
It's just like lock off central at the moment. I'm just like,
You could chat shit once, blood, and it's like, oh, this is long. I'll be like, you know what? Man's got bills. I don't need this stress in my life. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't need this stress, bruv. Like, if you're not adding value to my life, you can skate, blood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it needs to be.
Absolutely.
Time wasters are the worst.
Absolutely. So, who are we going to put into the light?
Oh my God.
So we end on a positive note.
But I have to, Daniel Kaluuya.
Bruv, man was just going to say about Daniel, yeah?
What
bad man. Such a bad man. He was a snake in the film. He was a snake, blood. He was a snake. You know what them was? No backbone. You know what them was? Yeah, you put that sword down and kneel, blood. You know what it was there?
She was like, the way she stood in front of him, like, you know what to do.
Bruv, he was like, what? He's like, you wouldn't kill me, my love. He's like, listen, cuz. He's like, you know what? In my head, you're already dead, bro. You know what it was there? Man had to drop that sword, fam. You know what I'm saying? Now he's a bad man. But what I was going to say about him before, just like with the media, bruv. How's man getting nominated for Oscar, blood? And my man's not on every front page in the country. But then you want to show me some dead shit about this white mediocrity, blood. Man, I don't want to see this in the newspaper. You know the ones there telling me what so-and-so is doing for this XYZ. Man got nominated for Oscar, fam. You know what I'm saying? Man's in company with Denzels and that.
Saying, not just any Oscar.
And man's not on the front page of every single newspaper, every single magazine. Man's supposed to be on the side of your bus, fam. Do you know what I'm saying? Because that don't happen. The man don't celebrate us like that. That's why, fuck you.
But you know what I really love? That is why, thank God for new media. Thank God for us taking control of our platforms and having voices that are amplified like yours to be able to reach not just tens of people, not just hundreds of people, not just thousands of people, but hundreds of thousands of people. Because it matters. Because that's where we're able to kind of like say, F your narrative. We don't even really care. This is how we're just going to like praise our own. And Daniel Kaluuya, Northwest London, claimed him already.
Boom. You know like that. Don't know.
Yeah, look at last South Eyes. Look at her South Eyes.
Ends, blood. Ends, fam. I used to see man growing up all the time, blood. And he was a mute, blood. Man don't never talk, blood. He's a bad man, though.
Let me just shout out Daniel. Hang on one.
He's a mute, blood, but man gotta love Daniel, blood.
Tell me about this red carpet. What's it like? What's this experience?
Mental. It's mental. But we out here, though. We just got to flex, you know what I'm saying? We just got to flex.
Love that.
What's your morning been like? What were your preparations?
I had a massage. Then I listened to The Game. I listened to the album. I listened to the Red album. Or was it Documentary 2? No, I listened to Documentary 2. Watched a load of YouTube videos. Had some brunch, and then I'm here.
Have you written your
Some
speech?
brunch.
No, I haven't, but I never write speeches. I just go off top.
Because you won at the BAFTAs was really special. You kind of need to top that now, don't you?
No, I don't top. We just tell the truth, man. I just kind of be honest and see what happens.
And your category, Best Actor, is pretty special,
Imagine.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot of legends in the building, yeah.
Legend,
I
bad.
love him. Yes,
Bad man.
Daniel.
Bad man.
Oh dear, and he was up against some strong contenders. Yeah, when I saw, I haven't watched Gary Oldman's.
I ain't watched it either because Winston Churchill was a racist piece of shit, blood.
But
No, that one's
listen,
there. So
I'm
man ain't giving him my money.
Well, but when I saw the trailer, I was like, that's Gary. They really morphed him
Yeah, into Winston Churchill, blood.
And then I was like, oh snap! And obviously, you know that Gary is like one of the top actors.
Yeah,
out
he's
there.
a bad man.
He takes on the those heavy roles. I was like, yeah, he's gonna win this hands down because he just looked like him. I was freaked out. I was like, wow. But Daniel, we're incredibly proud of you, man. You definitely you
Bad
are
man.
light. He looked proper happy. Apparently, he was wearing Fenty Beauty on the red carpet.
My
There
G.
you go. So I was like, yeah, man, love it. Like, so I hope this inspires a whole bunch of people, old people, young people, to just go out there and just do it because he's doing it, man. He's doing it. Shouts out to Damon for getting the hairline correct. I know he's worried about that.
Yeah, bad man.
Go on, Damon. But yeah, man. So that's it for You Are the Light. Unless there's somebody.
He's the guy right now, bruv. He deserves all the shine, fam.
Right?
He deserves all the shine, not just because man's from ends, blood. You get it? He just deserves it. Like, he's just a bad man right now. Do you know what I'm saying? What he's doing is mad. It is so mad, bruv. The company that he's in is like, it's wild.
Tremendous.
It's proper wild, man.
He wakes up and pinches himself every morning.
I don't think so, because he's worked hard, bruv, and he deserves it.
Yeah.
Man like that, like, you know what I mean? Bun being grateful and that. Sometimes you just got it, innit? Like, he's got it. Like, that's just is what it is, bruv. Like, a man could be grateful, but at the same time, he's earned everything.
Yeah.
Like, they try stifle us here, blood.
Not being grateful to the state, be grateful to the universe.
Bruv, they try
to
stifle
family,
us too much here, bruv. Like, there's too much talent that comes out of where we're from. Do you know what I'm saying? When I used to see Daniel around in the ends and that, cross paths with him a few times. Cool guy, very quiet, like, you know what I mean? Never really said much. Do you know what I mean? And then people like I've grown up with, like my friend like Lashana Lynch, I went to school with her. She doing bits. You know what I mean? I spoke to her yesterday. I hollered at her to get on my show. She's in LA, fam. You know them ones there. That's what I'm saying. Then you look at like John Boyega, all of these people, they're all local people, bro.
South.
And
All right.
and the thing is, them man had to go overseas to get the credit that they deserved, because this country has failed them. Like, you know what I'm saying? And they still don't get the recognition that they deserve, really. They don't get celebrated like their white, less talented counterparts. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's one of them things where the talent is all around us, innit? So, nah, man, it's a good time to kind of be a black creative, man.
Yeah, amen to that. So, Rants and Bants, thank you so much for being on our show.
Nah, man,
We
it
will
was
definitely
wild.
connect with you on all your networks, and just tell people where they can find you and what you want them to do when they do find you.
Yeah, well, youtube.com/Rants and Bants. That's a YouTube channel. And then Rants and Bants __ on Twitter and Instagram. That's it, really. Snapchat's bug, bruv. Just follow the Insta. Just follow the Insta. That Snap is shit, blood. You just get pasted segments from Instagram, blood. Man can't even lie. I'm not recording separate videos. Snapchat's not worthy anymore. It's dead, fam.
Right. Loads of people have fallen out of love with Snapchat, innit?
Snapchat's dead, but you know what happened with Snapchat? Yeah, obviously, Zuckerberg, blood, that owns Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. He tried to buy Snapchat, and because they wouldn't cooperate, obviously he put the stories on everything.
On everything.
To just
WhatsApp,
yeah,
on Facebook,
he fucked them, innit?
Oh.
So he's like, bruv, you're not gonna sell to me. I'm gonna put you out of business. That's how these men operate. So I said I'm gonna ride out for Snapchat, yeah, because you know what, yeah, like I respect the thing that they didn't sell and that they're trying to do their thing, and they were there first, but they shot themselves in the foot with the update. It's fucking awful.
Is it? I just
You know what I mean?
hearing
Them man
about
cut
it.
their own throat. It's like, blood, you were already drowning, and man just cut your throat like just quick time. You know what I mean? You
It's
cut your
really
own
awful.
throat. Yeah, self-inflicted. So man can't deal with that
Yeah,
now.
even IO producers nodding.
Yeah.
Really, really awful.
So like Snapchat's dead, innit? So just the Twitter, man's active on there, but you see a few trolls get slayed and that. Insta,
I'm gonna follow you on Twitter because I
Yeah, I
love a
just
good
think-
dress.
Insta, I'm active, and then YouTube, boom. Like I start filming my new show tomorrow, which means there's gonna be at least 3 updates a week on the YouTube from next week, from Monday. So yeah, there's gonna be regular content coming out. And yeah, but it's gonna be emotional.
Well, thank you for fitting us
forward to
into
seeing
your
that.
very busy schedule.
Nice
And be
call.
back here next time, guys, for 2 girls and a wife.